Avatar: The Last Airbender, the hit Nickelodeon show from the early 2000s that Netflix brought back into the spotlight this year. I, like thousands of other nerds across the world, started watching Avatar last year, and it's earned itself the top spot as my all-time favorite TV show. My friend introduced the show to my brother Ethan and I just before it hit Netflix, and after watching the first few episodes, we were hooked. As we went through the episodes, the thing that captivated me the most about the show was the bending. Real quick, let me explain what bending is to all you who haven't watched the show. In the Avatar universe, there are 4 different elements: water, earth, fire, and air. People who control these elements are called benders. Some people can bend and some people can't.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never.
The element you can bend depends on what nation you're from. Unless you're the Avatar, then you could bend all 4 elements. Anyway, to me, the idea that someone could use the elements at will sounded like the coolest thing ever. As I watched the show, I kept on thinking of all the awesome ways someone could use bending in real life. So that's what led me to make this video, where I talk about all the stuff that you can do with bending. Let's start with airbending. It's a really tough pick, but for me, if I were to choose any kind of bending to have, I would choose airbending. Why, you ask? Because you can freaking fly! With the help of a glider, you can soar above the clouds and go from place to place effortlessly. So many times when I'm walking to my friend's house or to the park, and it's hot out, my legs are tired, and there's still a really long way to go, I think to myself, man, I wish I had airbending and a glider. That way I could get to wherever I'm going in no time flat. And if you ever need to fight your way out of a tough spot, you can always blast your enemies away with a gust of wind. They'll be fine, and you can get away. Next, there's waterbending. Now, waterbending wouldn't be that useful to you if you live someplace that doesn't have any water, but if you do, you're in luck. If you live by the ocean, the possibilities are pretty much endless. Wherever you go swimming, you could make a bubble around your head so you never run out of air. You can make your own perfect waves to surf. You can go tubing, but without a boat. You can fish, you can make stuff out of ice, the list goes on. Let's move on to firebending. Now, in the real world, there are not many uses for firebending. In the show, firebenders use their powers to fight and defend themselves, but unless you're a Navy SEAL or something, you're probably not going to be doing a lot of that. But it still has its everyday uses. First, if you're ever somewhere where it's really cold, you can use your firebending to warm yourself. If you're ever swimming in water that's too cold, you can heat the water to be just right. You could cook food wherever you want. Camping would be so much easier, am I right? And if you train hard enough, you could use your firebending like a jetpack to fly through the air. Finally, the last element is earthbending. I have a lot to say about earthbending. Though it's not my favorite, it's by far the most underrated and versatile form of bending. Like, every time I watched an earthbending battle in the show, all I could think of was how much more they could be doing with their bending. In the show, they just kinda chuck rocks at each other, but the combat possibilities are endless. You can crush your attackers, you can turn rocks into bullets, you can make huge earth spikes, you can even make your own working car out of rocks. Heck, it's a miracle that the Fire Nation was able to suppress the Earth Kingdom for so long. Then there's the different kind of sub-bending types that come with earthbending. Earthbenders are kind of special because they can bend lava, since it's technically melted rocks, and they can bend metal because... reasons? I don't really get it either. With metal bending, you could instantly make yourself an Iron Man suit. You can make all kinds of metal weapons right in the heat of battle. Sword got knocked out of your hands? No problem. Turn a car door into a bigger, anime-sized one and fight back like you never lost it in the first place. With lava bending, and I don't want to get too grim here, but let's just say you can quickly dispose of pretty much any enemy you may come across. Of course, the writers had to keep it TVPG, so a lot of these wouldn't really fly well in the show. Alright, so there you have it. That's all I have to say about bending. If you haven't watched Avatar, you should definitely watch it. It's a really great show. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. What's good, everybody? Hope you've been having a good day. I'm really sorry it's been so long since I've uploaded. At the start of the year, I took the first few months off because I was having some burnout. But once I got back into production, my schoolwork started taking over most of my time, so I couldn't really work on my video that much. So that made the process take longer. But I finally finished, and I hope to never have a 4-month gap between videos again. This summer, I'm planning on doing a lot for the channel. Trying some new things, stuff like that. So I'll probably be uploading more frequently in the future. Leave a comment down below and I'll respond to it. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Thanks so much for watching. It really means a lot to me at this humble stage of YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time.